Today, I want to show you how you can set up notifications for a Google Calendar event or a set of events. So in order to do that, first we have to go into the main Google Calendar page. So in order to do that, we're going to click the apps icon up here in the top right corner, and we're going to choose Calendar, and that's going to take us to calendar.google.com. Once that starts to get loaded, you're going to need to do there's a few steps we have to have everything set up in order to receive these notifications. So one of those is you have to be able to receive notifications from this link. So you'll be able to check that by clicking this lock right next to the web address. And when I click on that lock, make sure you have notifications set to allow. So you might have just now got a request for permission. If this is the first time you're visiting that page, it might be still set to ask, or you might have accidentally blocked it once because you thought you didn't want any notifications. So make sure you choose allow on that. We're going to go ahead and close out of that. If you did change it, you're going to go ahead and reload. So if you did have it set to block, you will want to reload that page so that it adds that setting to it. Next, we want to make sure that we have our settings for the whole calendar itself. So we're going to click on that settings menu and choose settings. Then I'm going to scroll down a little bit to event settings, and the bottom choice is notifications. Now you're going to have three choices with that. You have off, you have desktop notifications, and you have alerts. I'm going to recommend against alerts because in my experience, it only shows a pop-up when you're on the calendar page, and I haven't seen it alert me whenever I was on a different web page. And if I'm looking at my Google Classroom, or if I'm working in a Google Doc, I don't want the notification to go to a tab that I'm not currently on. So I'm going to go ahead and choose desktop notifications. And with this choice, you'll also get the option to turn notification sounds on. Now, I've had this selected before, and sometimes it didn't make the sound, but I've also had it selected and it did make the sound. So hopefully we'll choose notification sounds. Notice the setting is automatically saved, and hopefully it works for us when we try setting up our notification. So I'm done with my overall settings. I'm going to go ahead and click the back arrow next to settings. And that's going to take me back into my main calendar. Now you'll notice that I have a class meeting this morning, and I don't have any notifications set up on this calendar. So the way that I know what calendar is, here's the name of the event, here's the date, the time, but down here at the bottom, this is the calendar that it's on, and this is DEDIC period 1 created by Jessica Dedick. So that's my teacher. I'm going to close out of this, and what I need to do is go over to the left-hand side here, and I need to find that calendar because I want to make sure that I get notifications when we have an event for that. So that's not my personal calendar as a student. This is my teacher's calendar. So it's another calendar. Whenever I hover over it, you'll notice I have these three dots over here. The snowman menu is going to give me my options for this calendar. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that and choose settings. Now, if I scroll down just a little bit, you'll see event notifications. So I'm setting up notifications for all events on this specific calendar. So I'm going to click that plus. The default is 10 minutes, but maybe I don't want that big of a warning, so I'm going to just set it to 5 minutes. If you want to add multiple notifications, maybe you want a 10-minute warning and a 5-minute warning, or a 10-minute warning and a 2-minute warning, it's your choice. Any of those times. You can also set it to hours or days. So if you know you have a big project due tomorrow and you don't want to forget about it, then you can set it for one day before, or even a week, multiple weeks. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that extra one there. Notice again that my settings are automatically saved every time I change those notifications. So now it's all set up to notify me 5 minutes before the next event takes place. And I click that back arrow next to settings. And now I can continue working on a different tab. And let me go ahead and open up a new tab. Maybe I want to go into my classroom and I want to check on things. The only way for these notifications to appear is to have this calendar tab open. Now, if you're afraid you might accidentally click it, or if it's in your way and you don't really want to look at it, one of your options is to go to that tab, and you're going to 2-finger tap, which is like a right click on a Chromebook, or if you have a mouse, you can right click, and you're going to choose Pin Tab. And what that's going to do is it's going to keep it locked to your browser bar, and it also reduces the size. So you can't accidentally close that. Notice that we have an X on that class one, but I don't have an X on this calendar one, so that I can't accidentally close it unless I close my whole entire browser, which I don't want to do. This keeps the calendar tab always open, so I get those notifications, but it's not blocking my view. So now I can go into my classroom and I can check on whatever announcement, or I can go in and I can work on a Google Doc, or I can do whatever other assignment I wanted to do without being afraid of losing track of time and missing that class meeting. Now we're getting a little bit closer to the time when my alarm should start going off. And now it made this sound. Now I will warn you that it's been 9:10 for a little bit, and it took still a little bit of time for that notification to happen, but I can actually click on it and it'll take me back to that calendar tab. So if I'm ready to click on the meeting link right here, I can do that. So that notification will also lead me there if I want it to. So I know there's a lot of steps involved in getting this all set up, but it can be worth it if you easily lose track of time and are struggling to keep up with all of these different class meetings. So I hope that was helpful.